If there were a ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel, several significant outcomes could unfold, affecting not only these two entities, but also the broader Middle East region. Here's a breakdown of the potential consequences. 1. Temporary de-escalation of violence. A ceasefire would lead to an immediate halt to hostilities, reducing the loss of life and destruction in both Lebanon and Israel. This could provide temporary relief to civilians on both sides, particularly in southern Lebanon, where Israeli airstrikes have targeted Hezbollah positions, and in northern Israel, where rocket attacks from Hezbollah have caused damage. 2. Humanitarian benefits. Civilians living in conflict zones could benefit from increased access to humanitarian aid. During active conflict, vital supplies such as food, water, and medical aid are often difficult to deliver, and ceasefires usually allow for the establishment of humanitarian corridors. Refugees displaced by violence could also be given time to return home or resettle safely. 3. Diplomatic opportunities. A ceasefire might open the door to further diplomatic efforts. International mediators, including the United Nations, European Union, and countries like Russia and the United States, could seize the moment to encourage long-term negotiations for peace. This could help address some of the underlying issues, such as Hezbollah's military presence in southern Lebanon and Israel's security concerns. 4. Rearming and strategic repositioning. While ceasefires typically reduce violence in the short term, they can also allow both sides to regroup and rearm. Hezbollah, backed by Iran, might use the period of ceasefire to restock its missile arsenal and reorganize its military units. Israel, on the other hand, could strengthen its defensive infrastructure in northern Israel and recalibrate its strategies to counter Hezbollah's threat. 5. Political ramifications in Lebanon. Hezbollah's call for a ceasefire could either strengthen or weaken its position within Lebanese politics. On one hand, it could be seen as a responsible move, aimed at protecting Lebanese civilians. On the other hand, its critics within Lebanon might view it as a sign of weakness, especially if the ceasefire is seen as giving Israel a strategic advantage. 6. Impact on Israeli-Palestinian conflict. A ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel might influence the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict. If hostilities between Hezbollah and Israel diminish, Israel might focus more on the Gaza Strip and its ongoing conflict with Hamas. A reduction in northern front tensions could give Israel more flexibility in addressing issues in the south, but it may also lead to criticism that it allows Hezbollah to regroup while ignoring the root causes of these ongoing regional tensions. 7. Iran's regional influence. Hezbollah is widely regarded as a proxy for Iran in the region. A ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel could affect Iran's regional influence. Tehran might see this as an opportunity to re-evaluate its military strategy and adjust its tactics, not only in Lebanon but also in other flashpoints, such as Syria and Iraq. Iran might continue to exert its influence through diplomatic or non-military means. 8. Global reaction and shifts in alliances. A ceasefire could lead to shifts in regional alliances. Countries like Saudi Arabia and Egypt, which have been wary of Hezbollah's growing influence, might either welcome the reduction of conflict or remain skeptical of Hezbollah's long-term intentions. Western powers, especially the United States, might see this as an opportunity to push forward with diplomatic solutions, while also keeping a close watch on Iran's role in the region. In summary, while a ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel would likely bring immediate humanitarian and diplomatic benefits, it could also set the stage for a new phase of the conflict, depending on how each side uses the lull in violence. The geopolitical balance of power in the Middle East would remain fragile, as both sides reassess their military strategies and political alliances.